From what I remember, Dad he was happy, things were good, he was normal. He went to Somalia, and I missed him a lot, and I remember crying for him because he was gone for so long, and when Dad came back, he wasn't quite the same. I couldn't quite figure out what was different, but he was different. Like you could almost feel, you could feel it off of him. Like his presence, his vibe, it was different. I don't know what happened out there, but obviously it was pretty bad, to the point that it really affected my father. He seemed more angry, more on edge than what he had been prior to him going. I remember sometimes my brother and I would be playing and we'd be too loud and it would affect him, and he would get really upset. So we would have to go outside and play or go to our rooms and play quietly so it wasn't affecting him that way. I don't remember a lot, but I do remember Dad did try really, really, really hard to be himself, to be a good father, to be a good fiance or boyfriend, common law partner, whatever. Sometimes, though, I feel that for him it was a struggle to maintain a happy life and to not think about or be triggered by things that had happened and that made him upset or angry or whatever it is that he was feeling at that time, right? And it was really hard to see him go through that. It was really hard. And all I wanted was my dad. Like, I just wanted my daddy, you know? Daddy wasn't normal. He wasn't right when he came home, but I still love my father no matter what. He's my dad, right? It's been a struggle. I remember we were still living in Petawawa on base, and my dad and Uncle Michael had built me a dollhouse from scratch. And I remember coming down Christmas morning and stockings full with big apples and big oranges and little stocking stuffers. And I remember the big jars of homemade pickles that my dad would make. And my brother and I were sitting there munching on pickles, and all of a sudden my dad and Uncle Mike bring out this big dollhouse with a bow on it. And I was so thrilled. I was so happy. Like, I played with that thing forever. I mean, if I was still a little girl, I'd probably still play with it. It was amazing. I loved it. Like, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Like, the colors of the house and the little dolls and the furniture and the little carpeting, the staircase and the little railings, and the detail that was put into it was just remarkable. I don't remember saying goodbye. I don't exactly remember, but I think he came home. I'm not 100% sure. It was so many years ago, right? But I believe he had come home to the house, and because of whatever my father had experienced in Somalia, a couple years later, I would think I was about 8, CES was involved. My brother and I were both apprehended from school. I remember it was really scary. I didn't know why it was happening. You just knew it was happening. I remember being put into a foster home. And my brother was so badly bullied by the other kids and the foster family, and it was a really bad experience for both of us. And we hated it. And all we wanted to do was go home to Dad. They wouldn't let us. We didn't know why. Next thing we knew, my mom came and picked us up, and we ended up living with her, with my grandparents. Eventually, I started using drugs at a very young age. Started smoking pot when I was 9. Started smoking cigarettes at 10, started drinking at 11. By the time I was 12, I was hooked on speed. I think that was my way of coping from everything that had happened. Being taken from my father, placed in foster home, placed with my mother, who I didn't even know, because she abandoned us when I was 3. I think a part of me, for a very long time, hated my father because he wasn't okay. Because Somalia really messed him up. Somalia took my father. He took my dad from me. My father and I haven't had the best of relationships. It's been very, very rocky. But I'm really, really, really happy to say today that I have my dad in my life. Things couldn't be better. I love spending time with my father. I love the fact that I have him in my life. I love the fact that we are rebuilding a relationship. It may not be perfect, but it's a good relationship, and I'm grateful for that. Not having my dad fully there, it's been hard. And I wish he never went. I wish that he had stayed. I think it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's gonna be good. Not just for my dad, but for all the other vets out there, all the other families that have gone through what similar things that I've gone through, that my father's gone through, that our family members have gone through. to have the support and the rehabilitation to come back. I think it's going to be really good, and I think it's going to be successful. And I think that there should be more houses being opened across the world, not just here in Canada, but all over. War is not pleasant for anyone, not for the people who are actually fighting the war, not for the families. It's scary. It's scary. Yeah. What would it cost not to do this? It causes depression. It would cause anxiety. It would cause more post-traumatic stress. It would cause people's lives, people's homes. You know, you think about it, the majority of the homeless on our streets are vets. People that are fought for our country, and they're out on the street. You know, like that's their lives, that they just cost them their lives to fight for our country. They should be taken care of. They should have a home. They should have their family. They should have friends. They should have supports. People that are there, the people that care. And that's what this house is about. It's there for those people that have fought for our country, that need it, that want it, that want to be okay, to be good again with their families and not have to stress or, you know, be angry or whatever it is that those people that are suffering from PTSD are experiencing. I love you, Dad. I love you. That's it.